Yesterday I started on transplanting the Panache fig or tiger fig and was digging out a hole, but my son woke up so I didn't get around to it. But this morning we'll be doing that. The space has been taking at least a couple years, maybe 3, to get ready. There was a lot of growth that was there. The bougainvillea with its thorny spikes and vines didn't help. It gave a real good fight. It got scraped up and poked a few times. And the thorns are really nasty, especially when they're dry. They're bone hard, and they'll go through the heel of your and sole of your shoes. So that's too bad, because there was a lot of green waste that could have been used for the compost bin. But with the thorns, I didn't want to chance it, because they're going to take a long time to break down, and you don't want to be spreading that around or getting it dropped on the grass by accident, and you're just going to end up with pokes. So before we finish transplanting the tiger fig, I want to show you this rig back here. It's something that I tried for the first time this year. It's a trellis that I made from all the wood that was trimmed off the trees that are on the slope there. There's quite a bit of it, and it's all held together by tension. But the thing that I use it for is to shade this young avocado tree in the back. And young avocado trees or other young trees, they don't like a lot of direct sun and heat, and their leaves will actually burn, as I discovered. So rather than put up shade cloth and take it down, this seems to be a very easy system to have in place. So what happens is, during the early spring and summer, I would grow corn in front of here, and that would shade the tree. And after the corn's done, I had these long beans that I wanted to grow, but they didn't really take over. But the butternut squash did, so it grew and gave shade to this avocado tree. And now that fall's coming around and the sun is no longer an issue, we can take all the growth that was on here and put it in a compost bin and feed it. So now our avocado tree can sunbathe without worrying about being sunburnt. We'd like to take a closer look at how this trellis was made. It's being held together by alternating tension, and that's created by, well, first you want to have your sticks evenly placed out. So you just start with laying down the vertical sticks, and then you weave in the horizontal sticks, and you weave them in a alternating pattern. So this one started in front, behind, in front, behind, and so on and so forth. Then with the next stick, you go opposite of the bottom stick here, the bottom horizontal. So this was in front, and then this is, now you start behind, then you go over, under, and then you repeat all the way. So this was under, this one is now over, and then so on and so forth until you have this trellis. And I found that you basically use freshly cut branches is best, because they're more flexible. And you first start with the bottom one, and then you push these sticks down from the top, and you just keep going down until you get here, and then the next one you start back up top, and then you push this one all the way down. Hopefully that was a clear enough explanation. I didn't show the entire process. Maybe next year when I build another one, I'll show you. And then as far as it being held up, it pretty much is holds up on its own, but it's going to want to lean. So then I gave it a little slight lean to lean towards this bigger stick that I drove into the ground, and now it's kind of has a little bit of an A-frame action going on. So that's how this trellis is built and working. Okay, this morning we're back at our site for the tiger fig to plant it in, and right next to this hole is this stump It's really, really rotted now. It's super soft, so we're not going to have any issues with the roots, with it being alive and it competing with the tiger fig. It looks to be a stump of a cypress tree, and I'm glad that it was already gone by the time we got here, because cypress trees, I believe the firefighters call them Roman candles. They're dry on the inside, and one little spark and they go up. So a few years ago, July 4th, near my house, my parents' house, there was a firework that was shot into some cypress, and they went up, and they were bright as day. So in our hole we have our typical California clay, so we're going to need to help it out. We have some natural mulch here from all the growth that was here, so I'm going to push this back into the hole. And then also we are going to add in some peat moss, because clay is very alkaline and soil here is very alkaline, and we need a little bit of acidity for the plants to take up nutrients and minerals. And then that's pretty much it. Thing's sort of root bound, so what I like to do is break these roots up a little bit so that they will start going in new directions. Otherwise they'll just continue to wrap themselves around into a ball, and defeats the purpose of planting it in the ground if it doesn't end up spreading its roots. I like to break up the lower portions. All right. Okay. There we go. This would have been all wrapped around. We'll put in our hole. Face the tree towards the sun, the same direction it was facing towards the sun last time. Alright, I gotta go lower because I gotta dig more, because here's where the brick is, and where the plant's here, that's a good 3 inches above, and we don't want that. I know it'll settle a little bit, but not 3 inches. So, out of the hole it goes. This doesn't look like a lot of space for the fig, but there's actually a good amount here for it to start with. It's better than it being a pot. At least the roots can go down and find nutrients and water and all that stuff. This stump here, I'll eventually remove, and it'll free up more space for the fig. It's not going to take too much work to do. It's already, all the roots are gone. It's already shaking and moving, and so this is all good mulch material that we can use somewhere else. But yeah, we'll just start with this like this, and clear more space for it as this plant grows. So in the meantime, it is going to be happy, I believe, and we should get more figs next year. These are beans, by the way, and I like to grow beans with plant trees, helps it with nitrogen, and also if there's a tree that needs shading, I normally grow beans as a way to shade them. It's once again a lot easier and more mutually beneficial to the plants to use beans rather than shade cloth, because shade cloth you have to worry about draping, taking it up, taking it down. With beans, if you need to take it down, snip the roots, snip the plant at the base, and it will take itself down. So next to do is to give this thing a good water. I like to water it and let the water compact the dirt for us, the soil for us, and then when it starts to compact itself, put more dirt, give it a little bit more water, and that will take care of all the air pockets that may hurt the tree. So here we have our Panache fig or tiger fig planted in a spot where it gets morning sun, a little bit of afternoon shade, and then late day sun. It's just the way the area is. We planted our tiger fig today. So until the next episode, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.